Based on everything I've read, it just looks so silly.
It's so good.
It's not silly, dude. It's so good. It's so good.
Adam, you watch Big Brother, you watch The Bachelor. You would like this. I'm telling you right now.
All right, I'll give it a go. I am streaming, so we're good to go.
All right,
whenever.
here we go, Danny boy. Let's hear it. Let's go.
All right, the recap. So we're kind of like, I would call this like we're halfway through a session. You know what I mean? Because we kind of cut it off like in the middle of a fight, if you recall. So we'll pick right back up where that was at. So, all right. So here's the recap from last time. It's not quite as long. With the group estimating that they had several hours of travel yet to reach Vallaki, they decided to scope out an old windmill as perhaps a safe place to rest for the evening before continuing. A little foreshadowing that didn't work out. Thoradin and Deckard had pulled back to the group to share what they saw. They had heard some talking and laughing inside the windmill, so they decided to take a bit of a rest before entering in case that was trouble. Deckard looked for a good camping spot, but they were a bit out in the open here, so they just found a place off the side of the road. The group noted several tracks and ruts in the dirt road that seemed to be made by some sort of wagon wheels. So they took a short rest, spending a couple of hours eating, drinking, and healing up a bit from their previous encounter. Thoradin continued to feel sick to his stomach and vomited once more. As they sat around their makeshift camp, Deckard suddenly seemed disturbed by an unseen presence. The group looked around for something or someone, but no one could hear or see anything. Spargle took the time to cast a detect magic spell on the area, and upon completing this ritual, his eyes were immediately drawn to a spot a few feet behind Deckard. He noted an invisible, small, round ball of divination magic just hovering there. Blackwind then used his mage hand, as he does, to try to grab or push the magic ball, but it dissipated with a touch. Ismark and Irina decided to stay back near the camp, which was about a quarter mile or so from the windmill. They volunteered to watch the horses while a few others went up into the structure. Spargle and Thoradin stayed back with them as well. As the three approached the windmill, Blackwind used his mage hand to punch out a fragile window on the second floor. Immediately afterwards, they heard some women shouting about the broken window. They referred to each other as Bella and Ophalia. At that, Alaric charged full blast into the front of the building, straight at the front door. While the door itself looked fragile, he was unable to force it open. Undeterred, he took a further step back and charged even faster, this time smashing it open and ripping it from his hinges. The entire windmill shook off dust and groaned with the bull-like force of impact. After this, Alaric realized that the reason the door was so hard to open the first time was because it had been barred with a sturdy wooden beam, which now laid in a pile of splinters. So I just wanted to highlight how much strength and force that takes, right? I'm talking about a 4x4 type of solid oak board was holding up this door, and it literally just blew into splinters, which is kind of bananas.
All right.
After looking up, Alaric saw an older Barovian lady and another somewhat younger woman coming down some stairs. They were wide-eyed and screaming about being under attack, their windows and doors suddenly destroyed, and strangers now invading their home. Alaric tried to play it off that they were coming to help the women, who in turn asked if they were from Vallaki. Alaric attempted to lie and say that they were new here, but the women did not buy it. Deckard then said that Deckard changed the story and said that they were walking by when they saw the windows suddenly shatter, and that's when they came up to help. Again, the women saw through this deception as well. Growing impatient, the younger lady, Bella, asked the older woman if she should go get Ophalia. However, the older woman paused, noting that these three visitors appeared well-to-do. But before she could even propose an offer, Blackwind tried to negotiate further by now offering a new story about a creature that they saw crawling up the back of the windmill, busting out the windows, and suggested that they could help exterminate whatever beast may be around to help secure the building. She rejected this offer and asked the group to leave their home and that they would need to compensate for the damages. She seemed only intrigued by the conversation when anyone mentioned money. As requested, Blackwind walked out of the building and stood outside for a moment. Alaric pieced together a pretty good story about why they were barging in to help fend off the purported creature and demanded some food. So basically, he tried to tie all these random stories together and was starting to sound pretty good. So she was open to selling some bakery to the group if they paid for the damages on the windmill. She mentioned in passing that Valaki's business was booming with all the festivals, but that Barovia had been rather dead lately, business-wise. Then Blackwind started a whole new story about being undercover Valaki agents, and that's when they needed to be, and that's why they needed to be secretive about their presence.
Wow,
The
we
older woman
lie
did-
a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but I lost track of how much we lied.
5 stories.
Wow.
The older woman did not buy this 4th or 5th new story, and again stated, if you're not here to pay for repairs and buy some pastries, you must leave immediately. At that, Blackwind sat down in their doorway, refusing to move. Deckard turned
So we
around and
heading
started
out.
to Deckard turned around and just started to return to the rest of the group. Then Blackwind took a sudden, more threatening tone, stating that they would kill all the women if they didn't give them some pies. At that, the older woman nodded at the younger one and nodded up the stairs, who she started to go up there. Then the old lady moved into the center of the room and knocked on a barrel of sludge that was sitting in the middle of the room. Alaric stepped forward and immediately swung his sword at the older woman, making clean contact, but quite surprisingly, not piercing her old leathery skin, not even drawing a single drop of blood. Instead, the woman stared right at Alaric. Her facial expression quickly shifted from an old granny to an evil crone. Now hearing commotion about a quarter mile away, Thoradin and Spargle decided to head up to the windmill to see what was going on. They hopped on Holyfield and charged as quickly as possible up the hill towards the rest of the party. A battle of sword and magic erupted in the tight space of the windmill. The old woman cast a spell on Alaric, transforming him instantly into a small toad. From the barrel that she knocked on, a grayish demon creature rose out of the black-green liquid. The younger woman then shot a few magic missiles directly at Blackwind, hitting him in the throat as he sat petulantly on the doorstep. Deckard disappeared as the fray started, moving towards the back of the structure. The woman Bella then scooped up the toad Alaric and threw him into a chest full of toads. However, Blackwind charmed her with a spell, which seemed to take effect, and asked her to take the toad back out of the chest and then to kindly also kill her mother. She seemed conflicted by the latter request, but comfortable enough with Blackwind due to being charmed that she at least stopped closing the lid on Alaric and saved him from being lost in the pile.
That's right.
That was a good move.
Bad boys for life.
The Dretch gremlin creature burped out a huge cloud of green gas into the room, just absolutely reeked of like sulfur and death. As the old lady patted him gently on the head in approval, the gas burned the eyes and nostrils, and the party found it harder to breathe and concentrate. The old woman then turned towards Blackwind and extended her hands out like total emperor style as lightning arced around the room, focusing around the warlock and dropping him instantly. Bella snapped out of her charm as when Blackwind dropped, she kind of snapped out of it. As a third woman, who you presume to be Ophalia, came down the steps and started to drag Blackwind's unconscious body back up the stairs. However, a loud snarling noise suddenly erupted from the floor above as a huge black werewolf came barreling down the steps, blocking her from dragging him any further. If things were not already chaotic and crazy enough, the werewolf's hands suddenly burst into flames as he turned towards the women now and started slashing at them. Clearly, this beast was on the side of the party as he leapt over towards Bella, who was still holding the toad Alaric. The werewolf growled words, trying to trick the mother that he was with the Dark Lord, but she immediately saw through that and then blasted him with similar bolts of lightning, singeing his fur and flesh. The werewolf grabbed at the toad from Bella, but couldn't get it out of her grasp. So with a laugh, she tried to chuck it into the barrel of the black-green liquid, just make a shot there, but she missed. And it landed right on the ground next to the barrel and just kind of like sat there kind of riveting and looking around in fear. The mother then shot out more magic missiles that struck Deckard, doing even more damage. And then for some unknown reason, the Deckard wolf then jumped over to the toad and stomped on it, crushing it instantly. What a strange thing to do to your friend. But miraculously, it transformed back into the half-orc form of Alaric, who was now laying on the ground in the middle of the windmill. And that's where we're at, and we're sort
Why
of
is
still
this
like...
more horrifying than any horror movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Everything you just said is the scariest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That would be
So-
like a really
so-
funny YouTube channel, like live reenactments of like certain D&D scenes.
Yeah.
So
But
Alaric
like with
was
you,
Alaric-
but like with you narrating, but then like someone act like if I was just like a goofy ass werewolf and I like stomped on a toad, like I don't know.
Amber showed me a similar thing. It's like flash animations, of like people telling D&D stories. It's pretty fun.
Okay.
So Alaric, you're no longer a frog or a toad or whatever. Are you fucked up? Just out of curiosity.
No.
Okay.
No, he shouldn't be. Be in pretty decent shape.
Not. I mean,
Yeah, I
not
didn't
to my
remember
knowledge, at least. Not that I know.
King frog.
No, I was good before that.
Okay.
All right, so Thoradin and Spargle, you're on the back of the summoned celestial war ram, Holyfield, and you are tearing as fast as you can up that hill. You're doing about 80 feet per round. You're getting pretty close. You're about 120 feet away. It's late in the evening now. You guys were, it was around 8 p.m. when you took your short rest before you went up into the windmill, so it's getting to be about 11 o'clock at night. It's getting darker and darker. Alaric is now kind of like on all fours, kind of like looking up and just like, whoa, what's going on? And kind of your whole reality and frame of reference is all kind of returned to normal. It was all weird as a toad. You guys, Alaric and Blackwin. Wait a minute, I don't remember the sequence of events. No. So Alaric, you're the only one that has seen this you're the only one that's seen this werewolf, as a toad, and now you see him in the room. You're intuitive enough to realize you've very quickly all pieced it together that is somehow, for some reason, Deckard. Noting that he kind of went around, then he came back, and he's kind of on your side. You have a pretty good sense that it is. But no one else, just from a role-playing perspective, all right, to sort of stay in character.
Yeah.
You guys don't know what happened you guys that are rolling up to this windmill don't yet know what's going on. Just you hear commotion and screaming and banging around and the crackling of lightning. It's just chaos going on. Blackwin, you are unconscious.
As is probably safest for everybody.
You'll do the least amount of damage
Yes.
in this state.
I can't going up when I'm asleep.
The room is still full of that
Coronavirus.
coronavirus cloud.
God.
What's the monster look like again? The thing that exploded
Yeah.
it?
Good
Is the
question.
last time we played before coronavirus?
The what?
Is the last time we played before all this coronavirus craziness?
No, it just wasn't like scary yet. It was 3 weeks
Yeah, it
ago.
was
3 weeks ago.
3-3 that we
Right
played.
before I went away on vacation, I think, or was supposed to.
Oh my god.
All right, no, that's a picture of Crocus. I thought you were going to show us the thing.
Oh, I'm a dretch. I'll remember that shit.
You're such a dretch.
I'm gonna come cough all over your shop tomorrow.
I'm going to lock the fucking doors.
Everybody's video got real crisp all of a sudden, so must be on Discord side.
Must be.
So this dredge thing hasn't attacked or anything. It just burped gas, right?
That's right. It's actually like it like popped up out of this barrel and is like now you see the picture I sent you, but you only see it from about the waist up. It's like literally like got its hands on the side of this barrel. It's just like kind of looking around, and that's all it's really done is just kind of do this
Living
like
in a barrel. You're bad.
like
Was there anything in the barrel? Was he like in liquid, or was he just kind of like hanging out in a barrel?
Yeah, so if you glance, because you've seen it, Alaric's seen it, Blackwind's seen it from an angle. This barrel has this like it's like if you were to take black like used motor oil and mix it in with that bright green antifreeze, and it's almost like a swirling kind of those two colors and viscosity sort of blended together. That's what you see in this barrel.
Ugh.
With them, like a little fluorescent green and dark black oily
So the
stuff.
stretch like emerged from this grossness. So
Yep.
he's like dripping with this stuff.
Yeah. Yep. And then there's the one daughter or female, you're assuming they're daughters or granddaughters or whatever, is still standing by the chest that's full of toads. And the other one was dragging Blackwind up the stairs, but sort of kind of dropped back down into the room after Deckard came in and started swiping at her. She's taken a couple shots from Deckard, from the werewolf. This one here.
So wait, I was unconscious and they're dragging me up the stairs? That's
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah,
as-
like real
What are they-
training day shit.
They want my cum. That's all. Sorry. All right. Whose turn is it?
It is the woman who's over by the
Good.
the thing of toads.
Can we skip all of the females?
Full of
please?
chodes.
Mm,
Okay, so she gets a little bit sort of wide-eyed as she looks over and sees Alaric is now not a toad anymore, and she's kind of looking there, and she's looking at Deckard and kind of looking over at the older woman and just kind of like scanning around a little bit, and the old woman just kind of like nods her head down a couple times at Alaric, and
She runs.
okay. And you see her, and she's standing there by the chest, and she kind of lets the lid of the chest fall down on top of the toads, and you hear croaking and stuff like that. She pulls out a thin little piece of like a little iron rod, or just like a little piece of metal, and she starts to wave it around at Alaric, and then she kind of flips it his way. I need you to make a wisdom savings throw, Alaric.
Okay. So wisdom saving throw. 6.
Okay. And she's cackling some kind of hey Crocus, your mic is picking up a little bit. So I don't know
Yeah,
if you
I'm
want to just
getting
turn your
I'm getting an echo.
it's hit. We were
Sure,
testing this
whatever.
earlier. I think you just got to turn your volume down just a little bit, or plug in headphones, or yeah, push to talk or something. Sorry. It's not terrible, but I just don't want it to be.
I turned down the volume, and I'm gonna figure out push to talk because I don't have headphones at the moment.
Okay. All right. So I can't keep hearing myself.
Yeah, I'm still hearing it. Like a lot.
It's not coming from me, is it?
It's not me,
No.
right?
No,
No, I wouldn't
it's
hear it
Crocus.
if it was
We
me.
knew that was going to happen, or we thought it might happen. All right. So, all right. Yep. So this little rod of metal sort of hits you on your shoulder, and you suddenly feel like your whole body like sort of seize up as you were just starting to get up off the ground, and you kind of had like a knee on the ground and one arm up, and this thing hits you, and you suddenly feel your whole body sort of lock up. So you are paralyzed.
Man.
It was hold person for anybody that wants to know what's going on.
We can't get our freaking. We need our heavy. Start doing work. Locked CC'd this whole time, dude. It's like
Yeah, she's like disabling us. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
maybe we should just maybe not fight. You know, maybe cooler heads will prevail. Who knows?
Testing.
Sounds fine.
Worked.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Push the talk.
All right, and then you hear the older woman. She's like, "Great job, Bella. All right, let's take care of the rest of them." Blackwin, I need you to make a death savings throw. That's just a D20.
Oh, my favorite kind.
Come on.
Okay, that was a success. So you haven't slipped further towards death. You're good. You know.
You remember how to mark it, dude?
Well, does he have to mark a success?
Oh shit, I don't remember.
I think there's just a spot for failures there.
Is that what it is? My bad.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
so.
like 3 check boxes, I think.
I thought if you get 3 success, you stabilize.
Oh, yeah, you know what? There is a spot for successes there too. So he had 1 failure and 2 successes. I'll do it for him.
Thank you very much.
How many deaths? How many of you failed?
Just
He's-
one, Dan said.
Right. I think he just failed 1.
So if I get one more success, I'm set.
Yeah, then you're not like bleeding out and heading towards death. You're just laying there with unconscious with 0 hit points.
It's like Monopoly when you're out of jail.
Yeah.
And okay, Spargle and Thoradin, I'll just kind of like skip by your turns, assuming that you're still heading as fast as you can up towards the front. You're now about 40 feet away. So you see the front door. You see some, you see the front door is blown off the front of this windmill for some reason. The windows, a window on the second floor is busted out, and you see a bunch of like movement and just people kind of shifting around on the ground floor. You also see, as you're getting closer and closer, you see like some greenish fog, misty smoke kind of coming out of the sides of the building.
Do we have any kind of guess at what that might be?
You're pretty far away. I'll let you make like an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Okay. I mean, we just see green fog stuff coming out, so we don't really. What kind? Arcana?
Yeah.
Disadvantage. All right.
Hey, Crocus, you should. I can take it to work. You should get your PC back.
Yeah. So it's not overheating, huh? What do you think it was? Do you think it was really just the radiator?
Maybe.
Am I doing
I don't know
this?
what the hell else could be.
Yeah, I'll grab my webcam from my dad's and should be able
Why
to
is
set
it
up.
doing that?
What kind of mic did you get, Crocus?
But it
Do you get
didn't
to add
actually
all those-
roll.
You get to add all those d8s together.
Yeah, no, but it did I did 220 sided.
Yeah, that's super weird.
I didn't roll a single 8. I didn't change it to the 8-sided die.
I don't know why I did that. That just totally bugged out. All right. So you
12 or 23. So disadvantage 12.
Yeah. So with the 12, you don't know exactly what it is, but given the sort of color of it and whatnot, you feel like there's something. It's a probably a toxic, poisonous, magical type of gas. You're not sure though.
Okay,
You know it's not natural.
I'm just gonna kind of reach up to Thoradin as we're riding and just say, I think that gas might be either toxic or poison or something coming out of there.
Aye, lad, looks like me farts.
Yeah. What to do?
He just goes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what to do.
Let's see. What do I have to do with this?
Oh, lad, I can't wait till you show up and save the day.
Okay. Alaric, I don't think there's anything you can do, but you can make another wisdom save.
Oh, okay. I can't say
But
anything.
if you have some... Oh, yeah, no, you can say whatever you
I
want.
just want to go, get me out of here.
You're more like the Tin Man in the Wizard of Oz. You're like,
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
oil can.
Oil.
Oh, nice.
And as you're saying that, you're like, get out of here, and then suddenly your whole body just sort of like releases, like you all your muscles, and you finish your movement of standing up, and you kind of stand around as the two younger of the women. And when I say younger, I don't want you to give the impression that they're in any bit any. So I'm thinking like, Sleeping Beauty, like stepsisters kind of.
Nice.
look.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
sexy
I like that a
though,
lot.
so I don't know.
Yeah,
You know
don't look
what?
at those avatars.
The whole thing. Like, I don't know if anybody's seen the. What's the movie Hocus Pocus?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
Are they hot?
No.
No.
It's like,
Oh,
That was like Sarah Jessica Parker when she was okay, right?
yeah.
I think it was Bette Midler.
Bette
yeah,
Midler,
Bette
right?
Midler, yeah.
Yeah.
She was like the main witch.
I never even saw the movie, but Sarah Jessica Parker was never okay. Just for the record.
I
Oh.
never thought.
No, dude,
She
she
looks
had
like a
a.
horse.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you that.
Anyway.
She had
Oh,
boobs.
punch.
Do love Matthew Broderick though.
Bunch of fat slobs sitting around playing Dungeons and Dragons online. And
She's not
we're making fun of
We're
good-looking
ripping apart,
celebrities.
like A-list celebrities.
Right.
We've never
We're like,
even think twice about
yeah, I
dating
wouldn't
any of
wouldn't bang her. Well, she wouldn't bang me. So
because that was on the table. Never.
right.
God.
Yeah, Sarah Jessica. I'm a pass on that.
Yeah, I'll
one.
pass.
I'm not saying I'd pass. I'm just not saying I'd write a letter about it to my mom.
All right, so you are not
Not paralyzed.
paralyzed, right?
Okay.
Get rid of that. Oh, now you're dead. There you go. All right, that creature that's just sort of hanging over the side of the barrel. He
Is it lagging for anyone else?
Matt,
No, but your video's
Oh,
frozen.
yeah, you're locked up, man.
I thought you were just holding completely still.
He is. The clock's
No
changing
way.
in the back.
Oh,
Yes.
wow, that was pretty
No,
good.
but it's not lagging. Are you not lagging?
I'm not. I'm not.
I'm really lagging now.
Oh yeah, you are lagging.
You are lagging. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if he can
He
that
is.
too.
The fork has disappeared from his mouth.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's about Matt.
Okay, am I getting messages on Discord, or is that Crooks's mic I keep hearing beeping? Is there people sending stuff? Oh.
I sent.
Oh, okay, there we go.
It's a croak.
Because it's picking up his
No,
beep.
no, there's some other
It's,
beeps.
it's
going
making me
on,
go
too,
crazy.
but
Yeah,
that-
when you use push to talk, it makes a little beep, which is the dumbest thing in the world, and it's picking up on his mic.
I'm trying to make it so it's not as annoying.
I know.
So every time I hit it, you hear a beep.
Where are
It's
your
so
earbuds?
lame.
It's fine.
I broke them. My laptop fell again. This is
I'm
the
gonna
third
get a
time it's
snack. I'll be
happened.
right back.
And I broke. I broke the little headphone jack, so I don't have headphones right now. Unfortunately. So that's where we're at.
Should I wait for Matt or just kind of keep rolling and catch him up?
Whose turn is it?
It was
So
the
the,
NPC's turns.
yeah, so
Yeah,
the
you guys can
creature.
go. We're just outside anyway.
Yeah, right. So the creature that's in the barrel is just kind of looking around. It doesn't seem super intelligent or aware of what's going on. If anything, it almost seems to be like very sort of pet-like and kind of looking at the older woman and kind of following what she does. He he sees the large half orc starting to like stand back up, and he starts. He reaches over and tries to bite one side of Alaric as he brings his big clawed hand over and digs it into his other side. So kind of almost like biting on one side and then grabbing with his other hand and trying to pierce it in a little bit. So the bite is a 10 to hit. That's no hit. I'm sure that's not a hit. And then the claws are a 13 to hit.
Nope.
So even though this thing kind of like it hooks around you and starts doing this, he doesn't get through your armor with either attack. All right. This woman, the older woman, doesn't seem to be very happy with the sudden appearance of a werewolf. And she's, let's see what this is.
Now I know you said that I think you said I wasn't surprised, or I was like well aware enough that I knew that this werewolf was Deckard. Am I surprised though? Like, shouldn't I be?
Oh yeah,
Right?
of
Like,
course, yeah.
Like, I know it's him though, but like still I'm like, what is in the fuck is going on?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
And you
I
can
want to make
say
sure. I just
something
want to
if
make
you
sure
wanna.
this wasn't like something that I've seen before, and I just didn't remember.
No,
Okay.
no, absolutely not. I mean, you may start kind of putting some things together in your head as this is all going on, but this is all happening pretty quickly right now. So,
Okay.
but no, right in the middle of this room is a big black werewolf just standing there,
Okay.
swinging around at these ladies. So the older woman, she sort of she moves this way towards the werewolf. As she walks by, though, she taps that barrel again the same way. She does that exact same knock as she's walking by. And then she brings a big...
Do I get an attack of opportunity there?
Yeah, you do. Sorry.
Hey, do I sound okay? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you sound
Yeah.
good.
What'd you do?
I realized that I stole my dad's headphones. I mean, he gave me permission, but I took them, and they're like $13 headphones, and they were in a cabinet, and so I'm gonna use those so that you don't hear.
No,
That sounds really
you
good.
sound
Sounds
great.
better than before.
Great.
So I just get a
so-
swing.
Right.
$21 to hit.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. And what are you swinging with right now?
Greatsword.
Okay.
Big old half-orc dick.
Hey Dan, what is this thing that's X'd out? This tile on the outside.
It was there's a raven that's just sitting there dead on the front stoop. You'll see it when you guys roll up.
So I don't. I know we ended like kind of mid combat and whatever. I know when I attacked the lady originally, or at some point, I don't know if it was right then and there before I attacked her or how that all played out, but I used my rage. But I also was turned into a frog, and I don't know exactly how long that was, so I'm going to assume that I lost my rage. I don't.
If you don't,
I really don't
if
know.
you don't continue to attack, if you don't attack for consecutively every turn.
Yeah, I think if I don't. Or no, if I haven't attacked or taken damage.
You didn't
Yeah,
attack for one
I'm gonna
of
say
your
that broke you out of your rage because you were a toad for like one turn.
Okay, all right. Then I will roll this.
You were a toad.
9 damage.
9 damage, and that was what type of damage?
Slashing.
Slashing damage.
Mhm.
Okay. Oop. All right. So as she's running away, and as you've just kind of gotten yourself up on kind of stabilized yourself and stood up, you take a quick swing at her, and you catch her in the back, and she kind of just like looks and just kind of goes like this, like almost like if you got like bit by a mosquito or something, and you're like, ah, fuck.
Oh shit.
And then she kind of looks like that, and she's like, ugh.
We need to run.
She looks right back over at Deckard, though. And so after that is when she kind of tapped the barrel. And then she takes her left hand and just rakes it right across Deckard's back, because he's facing the two other women.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't do that.
No.
How's it? 25 to hit?
Okay, yeah. Okay, Doug.
Shit.
I think 25 hits.
Does a 25 hit?
I knew it hit. I was just telling you what she got, so that 8 damage.
That's
What
not bad.
damage was it?
What's that?
What kind of damage was it?
Oh, that is slashing.
Did his AC go up in werewolf form?
Good, I get to half that, so I take 4 damage.
Yep.
That's good. Oh, good. So no one's.
His AC I think does go up, or maybe it's the same, but he
get a
gets
+1. I'm at 18 AC right now.
That's better than when you're in.
I'm at 17.
Cowboy
at
form?
Deckard.
Okay. Cool.
But I also take I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Got it. All right. Okay. So now the other woman, the one that was starting to drag Blackwin up the stairs, she, seeing that the older woman is starting to, go at the werewolf, she also turns and kind of does the same motion. You see her hands come out, and where you thought, it's like you're not sure what you saw before and kind of what you're focusing on, and everything's happening so fast, but you were sure when she was dragging Blackwin that she had like normal sort of lady hands, but now you've got these like very long, her fingers you notice are like long and elongated and gnarly, similar to like Blackwin when he does his claws or his fangs and stuff, and she just starts slashing away at you as well, Deckard. And she's gonna strike you twice with those.
The old
A 21 hits and a 14 fails, right?
What was the first one?
A 21
Yeah.
and a 14. So that is 19 damage, which you can have.
Okay. So it's 19. So what do I take? 9 damage or 10 damage?
9. You always round down. And now these 3 women are kind of almost, the 2 younger and the older one are almost surrounding you, Deckard, the werewolf, and they're sort of like, kind of like almost cackling together, and they seem to be sort of in unison as they start to say something under their breath a little bit to each other in a language that you don't understand. But it is your turn.
It's my turn. So who's taking damage in here?
Of these women?
Yeah.
So what you've seen since you've been in the room is you really only know that the one that was on the staircase, the one that's directly north of you, that's the one that you kind of hit a few times and got her to drop Blackwin. And then you saw Alaric get a little bit of a hit on the older woman as she was coming around the room.
I'm gonna drop off of Discord real quick, and I'll be right back. Something's going on here.
Okay.
That sounds ominous.
I hope he meant with his computer and not on the home front.
Yeah.
I'm debating just running.
Do it. Run. We should all be running. Just run.
Look, I'm not gonna do.
We're not gonna win. We're not gonna.
I'm not gonna do anything to these women. Like, I can attack them, but it's not gonna do anything.
No, we don't all have to die.
I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna double move out the door. Well, wait a minute. That's like several attacks of opportunity, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Screw it. I gotta risk it. I mean, I'm gonna die anyway.
That's about 3 to be accurate.
All right, I'm just gonna hit.
Oh, he would get 3 people. They could attack him just for him running out the door. Because they're in range. I mean, are they swiping at him or are they using?
Yeah. So anytime you move out of somebody's range, or any creature moves out of your range, you get an attack of opportunity to sort of represent that. They're trying to get away and turn, and you've got that brief moment where you can kind of like strike a single melee attack. But the fact that he's like completely surrounded. Now there is a bonus ability. What's that? Disengage that you can use. I don't know how that. Do you want to
backflip off the stairs or some shit? I mean, fuck.
That uses your action, right, to disengage.
Right, but then you still have your movement, right? So I mean, in this case, I'm not telling you what to do, Deckard, but
Like if I move, 3 people are taking a swing at me.
3 or 4 actually. Now that I look at it, because the Dretch is there too.
Oh. Can he play dead? Like, what do you do? What do you do? Did I get everyone killed? I'm sorry.
Uh,
Well, Thornton's almost there, and so is Spargle, right? You guys are like.
Right.
So-
Don't worry,
so-
we saved our game.
The way
before this.
disengage works, just so you guys understand, not saying that you need to do this. I'm not trying to make recommendations, but if you use that as your action, then you don't provoke any attacks of opportunity till the end of your turn. So it's sort of like what it represents is you're like in the mode where you're like trying to like dip and dodge and get away. So you're using a lot of your action to do that. You still get your movement. You can't do a double movement. You can't use any other action.
Dip, dive, dodge, and
so who have we perceived to be like the leader of these women?
Dodge a wrench.
That's your own observation.
Yeah, that's subjective.
So
I think it would be Mommy, wouldn't it?
so which one is like the older one, the oldest one?
The one to the south of the. Let me ping her. The one that, if you look at the tiles, she actually looks like. An older
Is she the one that's been telling everybody what to do?
Yeah, she was the one that was nodded at the other one. She's the one that tapped on the barrel.
That's the one we lied to like 5 times, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That last lie was masterful. Okay. Listen, every lie before this was all in service of our being agents of Vallaki. Okay.
I turn to her and I say, I'm like literally, I'm panting. I'm a dog, literally now, so I'm panting, and my fur is singed and whatever, and I say to her, spare our lives and we'll be in your debt.
Good thing I gave all my gold away.
All right, well, make a persuasion check, and make it with disadvantage because you're in the middle of fighting.
Oh,
And you're a wolf.
Plus or minus 2. So this will be fun.
And you're a fucking rabid wolf calling for a peace treaty.
That's all I heard.
Oh God. 3.
does she seem convinced?
No. She says you had your chance. I offered you many opportunities to make this right, and you and your friends have just tried to dismantle my windmill and attack my family. And at that, what else do you want to do?
What if
That's her.
what if we
That's
get
her
the-
response.
I know I'm unconscious, but I'm just like,
As
they seem.
I will say her eyebrow cocked when you said the word debt. Like she was like that, and then she kind of just looked around at the scene and was like, ah.
Do I have it? Does anyone have any gold?
Okay. I'm assuming that's my action, right?
No, that was just you were just saying you can do some conversation kind of mid turn. That was
Well,
quick
can I
enough.
talk again? I didn't know how much I could talk.
That was about enough you could talk. I mean,
Okay.
if you want to use your action to spend a few more seconds to like say another thing or two, then we would consume your action. Otherwise, you can kind of say things mid combat. That's what I was assuming.
I'm just gonna try and run. I'm gonna disengage and run 30 feet out the door.
Okay. Since you disengaged, they don't get attacks of opportunity, and you can move your. Well, let's see. Does that's gonna be? That's gonna You can move. I mean, you're gonna have to move through like one sort of blocked square or two. So.
Oh, can I not move through them?
No, they're no, you can. You're good.
I mean, if I can't, that's okay.
Nope, you're good. It's sort of like difficult terrain, so it just kind of like slows you down, which is,
Oh.
you're not going to get full sort of away there. Yeah, there you go. I think that's good, right about there. Now, Deckard, now you're still wolf form, right?
Yeah.
Werewolf form. So you're like barreling out. You say that she kind of laughs at you a little bit, and then you kind of dip around and do some quick movements, and you get out the front door. And as you're sort of like, you're running on all fours, and you kind of leap forward, you see coming up the hill this ram with Thoradin on the front and little Spargle on the back. It's like a scene right out of The Hobbit with these little dudes just kind of flying up on the back of a ram, and you see them, and they look at you. So Spargle and Thoradin, you see a werewolf, a big black werewolf, bust out of the front door, just kind of bust out of the front door of this windmill. And remember, you're in character, right? So you guys have,
And your friends are inside.
this is the first time you've seen this werewolf, and
Can
you
he
have
talk?
no idea.
I'm gonna
Can
kill
he
it.
talk in werewolf? No, can he talk in werewolf form though and be like, "It's me"?
Deckard can, but his turn's done. He's done quite a bit here, so I gotta
He's-
sort of move.
Well, no,
Am
I'm asking.
I
I'm asking if
guess
you can
I'm
respond
not
to
still
somebody.
wearing my hat, am I?
Doing a lot of stuff.
I don't know how my werewolf works.
I don't know. We should have talked about that. I'm kind of assuming you're just full on werewolf and not.
Your
still-
ears
okay.
knocked it off.
And do I have I at least have a tattered trench coat on, right? Burst off me like the Hulk.
I picture it's like
I
the
don't
Hulk, like all it's just the shorts, just purple.
This is some gray mane cosplay.
I'm
That's how
gonna
I'm
just
picturing it.
kind of roll check this real quick.
Look, he ate Deckard.
My king.
For the
Okay,
king.
so the
He
shape
ate
changer
that.
ability says that any equipment is carrying or wearing is not transformed. So anything that would fit on your bigger form and just like Bruce Banner could stay on. So I would say you may still have your hat on if that's what you were wearing, but the rest of your clothes are kind of probably.
What's your
busted
bust
out.
size? What's your bust size?
Well, I'm gonna let you make the call, Dan, because I don't want to mitigate this thing and say that my hat is still on. So,
What's the werewolf's hat size?
Well, can a werewolf speak English? I mean, I've never seen a werewolf in D&D. Can they speak English?
Yeah.
Oh, common, not the kings. You mean common?
Yep.
so if I'm totally okay if you say, your hat probably came off when your giant ears poked through your head. Or when
I don't want to kill the wolf. Do I have to kill the wolf?
Grandma Margine slashed me with her
No
claws.
wolf killing. You know how I feel about wolves.
No, all right, so let me think about this objectively. No, I think that you were going around the back of the windmill, you transformed yourself. I would say any of your clothing and stuff that you were wearing that would still fit your bigger now werewolf form would still be on you unless you purposefully removed it.
Got it. Okay. So I feel like if I'm playing this right, then just being realistic, I think my trench coat is probably still on. My hat probably is not.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So like, I look like a fat guy in a little trench coat right now.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Fat guy in a little.
And you also still see like my whip and my crossbow and all those things
Oh my god.
are on my waist, right? Like, still,
Sure.
like, right? Dan?
Yep, I'll give you
He's
that.
trying so hard to not be killed by Thoradin right now.
I know.
But you know, this
He
is
knows
all
the thing, right?
happening.
I'm his buddy.
This is really happening very quickly. So,
like a Deckard shape.
Frog sticking it right.
Thoradin, you're riding front on this mount. So make a perception check because this is all happening really quick. And so I'm gonna tell Thoradin what he
Okay.
perceives.
And there's
Yes.
been signs from this going way back. I mean, when he was in his stasis and.
Holyfield is pretty perceptive too.
So what you
That's
see,
your horse?
Thoradin, as this werewolf's barreling out, is you don't have enough time to really kind of perceive everything that's going on fully, but you definitely see that it's a werewolf that has some clothing on, and it does have a trench coat.
All right.
I wouldn't say with that role and everything that's happening that you're immediately like, oh shit, that's all Deckard stuff. What you do see is a werewolf coming out of this windmill with a trench coat on and some other shit. It's
Right.
carrying
Whatever
some
I
shit.
can deduce from that would be whatever I can deduce, but I don't know who it is for sure.
Right.
Does Spargle see it?
Spargle's a little bit on sort of the back, so he doesn't see quite as much. Spargle, what you see is just sort of like a flash of a large body creature, black, snarling, just coming out of the windmill.
No, yeah.
Enough to know that you think there's some creature or beast, but you haven't really been able to focus on it enough yet.
Okay. I'll kind of like during my turn try to manage what I view.
Yep. So it's the woman by the chest of toads turn, and she's kind of looking around, and she giggles as the werewolf goes flying away, and she moves closer to the middle of the room as another of these creatures, these gremlin kind of dretch creatures comes crawling up out of that barrel. So now there's
What'd you guys do?
How big are these barrels?
so remember, these creatures are like gremlin size. Even though the picture makes them look like a giant ogre, they're about like three feet tall.
Oh, okay.
That's even
Yeah.
scarier.
That's even scarier.
Yeah. For some reason, like a dwarf-sized dretch.
Because they're just like,
That's even,
I'm gonna bite in your
that's
ankle.
even scarier.
That's even scary. No, it is actually scarier. Gremlins was a horrifying movie. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
So she runs up and she kind of looks over at her mother and she says, she goes, "The big one, or should we finish off the smart mouth?" And the older
Not
woman,
me.
the older woman, sort of she looks at the other girl who isn't talking, and she goes, "Oh, Falia will take care of the half elf. Let's get him." As Bella starts just raking her claws again at you, Alaric. $19 and $20.
Both hit.
But this will be slashing damage. 14 and 13. 27.
What? Sorry, 14 and what? 237.
27 total.
14 and 27 damage I just took.
No, 27 total. I was doing math out loud. 14 plus 13.
Gotcha.
It's the third act of Event Horizon, if anyone's seen that.
Oh, Sam Neill's great, but that's a fucked up movie.
Yeah.
Horizon. Isn't it?
Where we're going, we don't need eyes.
Liberate me.
All right, Blackwind, another death save.
Liberate tuteme.
Me.
Save yourself.
Save yourself.
Oh, dude, I just watched that the other day.
Have you
Dude, I
slept
can't-
since?
No, I have not. Liberato. Oh, Blackwind's gonna fucking die.
So yeah, that's a failure. So you have one left as you just continue to bleed out. Alaric, as you sort of glance over.
So I have 2 successes and 2 failures. So my next turn is gonna be literally the roll,
Does
right?
anybody have a potion? Like,
Dude, this is what
anything?
gambling addicts must feel like. Where you're just like, I'm betting it all on black. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
don't have the potion or anything? Or?
Going
It's
all in,
50-50, dude.
Black 17. All right, so
Ooh.
Alaric, you notice that you've been kind of out of your peripheral vision watching Blackwind, who's been laying there lifeless on the steps. His chest has been sort of going up and down, and now it seems to be like slowing to the point that you're not sure if he's still
Sherman.
alive. So, okay, so now we're back to Spargle and Thoradin. You are almost you are within range of the front door with your movement here. You're about you're 40 feet away
I say,
from the front door.
stop! Wildflowers over there.
You say that too.
No, I'm.
Oh,
Okay, so what do I see, Dan? Like, you know, do I see Deckard at this point, or werewolf at this point?
where the hell did your tokens go?
Or I mean, I see my token by the windmill picture from the outside. The
Oh, there it is. It was under my thing. Yeah.
external thing.
So I'm gonna put you guys right about here. So you're right in range of the windmill. Thoradin has like pulled the reins up on his war ram to kind of like stop, and you're like face to face with a werewolf that's wearing a trench coat.
Do I have any kind of recognition whatsoever?
Go ahead and make a
Okay.
perception check now that you're close.
Perception.
Yep.
Wow.
You don't recognize so in character you don't recognize specifically any of the equipment or clothing on this werewolf. You just know that it's a werewolf that's wearing some clothing.
Okay, so I shout, "Where are our friends?" And I'm
You can
preparing a
respond.
spell.
So like
Yeah.
where are our friends? You say?
Yes. I'm preparing a spell to cast at you.
So like okay. So, I forgot I have my southern accent didn't go away. So I'm
Wait, hold on one second. So what
What have
spell,
you done with our friends?
what spell are you preparing, by the way?
I am preparing Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Which have you cast that ever before around this party?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So real quick, Will, make an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Well, I wanted to wait. I'm holding before. I'm not actually casting it yet because what he answers might change my response. So I do want to ask in order. I'm getting ready to prepare a spell basically.
Yep.
And
so
I understand.
you roll.
offensive or defensive.
I understand. I'm just doing another thing here real quick.
So 13 and then Arcana.
Yep.
So 13.
Okay. So you hear Sparkle say this, like, what happened to our friends? And you know, based on his hand movements and his like what he's muttering, that he's about to cast a spell at you. You don't know what though. You don't know what that spell might be.
Okay.
And so he says that to you.
Okay. Spargle, it's me, it's Deckard. They're killing us inside.
Hell yeah.
Can I do a deception check, Dan? Or
You can do a
I don't want to you know what I mean? I don't want to change this, but I'm trying to react like I would, but
you can make an insight check
insight.
to see if his intentions are, if you feel like he's like just this
Genuine.
crazy
Ask
No
him
crazy
werewolf
monster
would know his
thing.
name though.
Ask him about
The
the
fact that he said Deckard.
Only he knows about the Jade Frog.
Oh,
Yeah, but I didn't think of that. I mean, that's great, but I didn't think of that. So
Adam has the Jade Frog right now, right?
I do.
Sure, but we're next to each other. We could talk about it, right? I mean, that's only fair.
Sparkle, it's just this creature's just barreling right at you and just snarling and stuff, and you think you pick up the word, Deckard, and you're not sure what's going on, and he says that they're like tearing up your friends or killing them inside, and you're not. It's just chaos right now, so you're not. You don't feel confident that this is the case. You're still very surprised that there's a werewolf.
okay, so I lean forward to Thornton and just kind of whisper like to his ear, and I as I'm leaping off the ram, I'm like, I'm gonna check it out, and I cast invisibility.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I run. Where am I at here? Okay. What are those blocks, Dan? Like, what's the distance on those?
Those are 5-foot squares.
All right, so I'm just going. I'm gonna run in, like I'm run towards the doorway, and I look in, and what do I see? That.
Okay, so click off your spell, and you need to concentrate on that.
I did.
And
Click
and
the
that
spell.
took took your action. So you run up to the doorway, and so you are now completely invisible, and you're standing in the doorway. Deckard, what you see is you saw Spargle like doing his starting to wiggle his fingers and do some things, and after you barked back, like, hey, it's Deckard, they're tearing us up inside. He just did a sort of barrel roll off the side of the war ram and then just disappeared, just like blink from vision. And so Spargle, you come to the doorway and you look inside and you just see fucking madness, right? You see these two women who are like standing around Alaric. They look like Barovian, just sort of homely ass, ugly women, except their hands have these massive, long, elongated fingers with long fingernails, claw-like. Immediately to your left, you see an older woman who just is, she's like missing teeth, and she just looks like she's got hair growing out all kinds of places she shouldn't. Just a wreck of a woman. And then you see these two, you see these two, I keep saying gremlin because they're like gremlin sort of sized and shaped, but a little more bulky creatures in the middle of the room. The whole place is full of like a green stinking gas, and it just kind of fills your nostrils as you walk into the doorway. You saw the gas as you're walking up, but you just kind of like, you really take it all in at that point. On the staircase, and this is just a quick scan of the room, so you don't have enough time to really focus on everything. You see Alaric sort of pinned in the corner with these two women just sort of like right in his face, and then laying there, as far as you can tell, presumably dead, you see Blackwind's body just sort of draped across the stairs.
Okay, so
Like I usually am.
all right, so I use 5-10 feet. I'm gonna try to. Here's gonna be I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna try to do, and you can tell me what I can do. All right.
Okay.
My thought is I'm invisible. I'm gonna try to get to Blackwind and start to drag him to the door. So I've used 10 feet of my movement. I've used my action casting spell, and I've got 25 feet total. So I could probably, get to him, and then I have like a 5-foot movement, but that may be expelled by just getting through crowd or whatever. I'll let you determine.
Yeah, you've got difficult terrain. It's really tight in here. You're a small guy. I will let you get to him, and then that's the end of your turn. You already took your action to cast invisibility.
No.
You're not going to be able to move him at all, but you can get to him.
That's
Save
fine.
yourself.
For this turn, my game plan is then to try to grab and drag him out of there inconspicuously as possible.
Yep. Okay. You have your character there, but are you more sort of on top of him
On top
at this
of him, I
point?
just couldn't. Yeah, I didn't know I could do that without.
Yeah, he's under there now. There you go. Okay. So, Thornton, you are now on your war ram, face to face with this werewolf who started like talking to you, and you saw Sparkle just sort of dip out and just from your perspective, blank from existence.
right,
What would
the
you like to
werewolf-
do?
He's calm. He's not aggressive, right?
He's not aggressive. Like when you first saw him, he was tearing at you, right? But and which puts you on guard. But now that he's been talking, sort of speaking to you, it seems like he's eased up, so to
All right,
speak.
so
He's
I
not
give
coming at
Holyfield
you.
a nice little pat on the chest. I lean over and I whisper in its ear something that none of you will ever know. It's between me and the ram. And then I jump off the ram and I look at this werewolf and I notice the jacket it's wearing, right? Because it's wearing a jacket. And I say, "Hey, Wolfman, where do you get the jacket from?"
You should do a dwarf voice in a movie.
Oh my god!
You're so good at it.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
I'm Deckard. This is my this is my jacket.
I love
This is my jacket.
I love when he just ad libs. I love it. It's the best.
You got to do it in wolf voice, though, dude.
I'm Deckard. This is my jacket.
All right, then if you're Deckard, you tell me the story of the Jade Frog.
Well, you guys don't have time to have like a whole conversation. It's like a question
Okay.
response at this
All
point.
right, okay, that's fair. That's fine.
Yep.
I mean, you could bark like, "Hey, what's go ahead."
Yeah, what's the Jade Frog,
One word
right?
answer. One word answer. All right, Deckard, who stabbed who for the Jade Frog then?
Yes!
I stabbed Black One.
All right, you go rest. I'm gonna go save Black One. Go there.
That's one.
And
That's
you
my
see me.
fucking
You see Deckard do the Worgen cast for a second.
That's
Right? Isn't that what they look like?
That's
Right?
funny.
And then
It's like a
cast,
cross between night elves and
I
humans.
forgot about that. Yeah.
I cast Running Wild, and you see me just bolt into the woods.
All right, so then I run into this lighthouse. I run into the mill, and I'm looking around, and then I see Blackwin dead on the dead, kind of dead. I guess he's
Yeah.
dead.
So
I have one
you
more
can, you've said that to Deckard. You're jumping off of your war ram, and you're running to the front door.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. You see the same sort of deal that I just explained to Sparkle. Exact same sort of scene.
So I get in there and I yell at the top of my lungs, "What in the Sam hell is happening in here?" So I thought that smelled pastries. I just wanted the fucking pastry. That's all I wanted.
And I just go, I'm sorry, Dad.
Wait, I thought you were unconscious.
Yeah,
I was in my sleep.
he's
Oh.
telepathically trying
right,
to say
right.
that to Thor.
Yeah, you are not
GPS.
sleeping. You are unconscious.
On
So,
death's door.
yes. So,
Yeah.
so you say that?
Yeah, I just wanted some pastries, and I have a lot of gold to pay for them.
Ooh.
As you kind of roll up, all three of the women just sort of their heads sort of snap over, and they go, there's more with them. The older woman says, there's more with them. She goes, Ophalia, finish off the half elf. Bella, keep the big guy busy. As she turns towards you and she says, you back out of here right now, or you're gonna get what your friends deserve.
I will back out, but I want some pastries, and I'll pay a pretty penny for them because I have lots of gold coin.
All right, make a persuasion check.
This goes right for the
Who am I trying to persuade? I just
No,
want to buy
you-
some pastries.
Yeah, I just want to. I'm trying to.
I just want some freaking treats.
Do it. Kill me now.
Kill me,
I'm
come
right
on,
Come on.
right here, kill me.
Milk is for babies.
Real men drink beer.
She looks at you and she puts a hand up to her front to the two other women and she says, the half elf dies. The big
What
guy stays with us.
No.
and then we might make a deal. But you're gonna pay reparations for the damage they've done to our home.
A fucking window? You fucking cunt.
She says, alternatively, you all die here tonight.
You drive a hard bargain. What's your name, if I may ask?
She says, we're not at the point where we're sharing names. If you agree to my terms, you may step back out of my windmill, and we may have a deal in a few moments. If not, come on in and join the party.
All right, so
She
I pull
smiles
out.
at her daughters.
So I pull out my bag of gold, which has 200 gold coins,
Mm.
and I drop it by accident. I drop it by accident, and a bunch of coins, just fall on the floor, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, let me just take my coins. I think we can make a deal. And I say, I'm just interested in some pastries, and I'd be willing to pay a pretty coin to have me friends back and some pastries, and we'll fix the mill, because I'm a hill dwarf, and we know how to fix stone, and we do masonry. So if you let us go, we'll fix your mill, and I'll give you a big bag of gold.
Oh my god.
You really could be a voice actor for a dwarf.
Definitely.
Good.
She says, she's not looking at you, she's looking at the pile of gold on the ground, and she's just kind of talking to you, but just looking at it and kind of smiling and nodding. And she says, I'm gonna keep that gold, no matter what you say next.
Oh my god.
She says, these friends of yours have shown enormous disrespect to me and my family. She says, these two are not leaving. And she's pointing backwards. She says, that gold's enough to buy your lives.
Man, what did you guys do?
And you
Negotiate
don't
for
know.
Polaris.
This
Let
isn't
me
good.
just stay. Just kill Blackwood. Will they take one sacrifice?
All right.
Okay, so this is a long turn, and we're still sort of in combat. So if you want to do another action, you can. Otherwise, we're gonna just sort of kind of move forward and kind of keep things flowing, and you can continue sort of this dialogue as we loop back around. Or you can I'll still give you a chance to take an action, bonus action, anything else that you want to do at this point.
Okay.
I'm not saying that they're necessarily going to attack you any further. I don't know what's going to happen as the combat goes. I just want you to know we have to keep moving the turn.
Yeah, no,
order.
that makes sense. All right.
So dramatic.
I would like to I'd like to cast hold person. Well, I gotta heal Blackwood because he's gonna die soon. So like I have to do that.
Let me fucking die, dude. You've saved me 3 times so far.
Sorry. Like that's not
Not
just
in
let me die
character.
doesn't work around here.
All right, I appreciate
So
it.
I would like to cast Cure Wounds, but that does require a touch, and it seems that I can't really get close to him.
No, given your movement speed and that you've already moved about a good 20 feet or so up to the door, and all of that would be difficult terrain and attacks of opportunity. It'd be very tricky for you to maneuver your way in to get to touch him and still do that. On
Can
this
I
turn.
throw Spargle a potion to give to Blackwind, or can I throw it to Blackwind?
You don't see Spargle.
Okay, right, that's true. I don't see
He's
it.
the one person in this room you don't see. You just saw him
That's
kind
so
of
cool.
roll off the side of the war ram and just disappear. You haven't seen him since.
All right, so I'm gonna cast Hold Person on
Okay.
on the old bitch.
Okay.
If I get everyone killed, I'm gonna be upset.
This is what we're doing.
So she needs to make a wisdom save. Is that right?
Yeah, Wisdom save. It says Wisdom 13. I don't know what that means, but it says
That's your sort of spell DC. I'm assuming.
so you have to beat 13 probably.
Have to
I'm
beat
guessing.
13 with her wisdom modifier.
Which
My daughter just snuck me a bowl of hot popcorn.
Nice.
that's
Wonderful.
play of the game right there.
I'm really glad you said
Play
pop.
the game.
I was like, wow.
Okay, so as she's talking, you slowly kind of nonchalantly grab your holy symbol and pull it forward and do your little sort of blast, and she's like kind of cackling and looking around at her daughters or whoever these women are, and you see her sort of freeze, and her eyes come back over to you and just narrow in just fury. But she is held.
Yeah, we got to get out. We got to get the hell out.
Alaric, it's your turn.
Okay, so I can't remember. It's been a while. What? Can I give a potion to an unconscious person? Can I administer it?
Yeah, takes an action, but you
Can I use the bathroom and then when I come back, just get like a quick little recap? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry guys.
I'm gonna
I'll
grab my
apologize.
beverage too.
Do you get? Well,
Sure.
you know what? Do you want to take like 5? Because I was gonna go
Yeah.
throw my daughter in bed.
Yeah.
Let's take 5.
Okay,
Yeah,
Take a break.
then we'll start at the beginning of my turn.
Sounds good.
Oh my god, this is intense. Holy shit. You gotta just let Blackwind die.
Are we doing an AFK? Because I'm going to bring my phone in the bathroom and mute it.
I'm not doing an AFK. I got my laptop, so
All right, I
can-
got my
I'm-
phone, but I'm muting it. So
I'm gonna
Alright.
mute it when
Yeah,
I
we're
go.
taking
when I
a
take
quick break.
pee.
Yep, I gotta pee.
This is like a novel, dude.
We all gonna die.
We're all good. But that's what you think until then you don't die.
Until, dude, these bitches clearly. wanna
I know. We have to run. We have to run. I'm muting this because I'm peeing right now, so I don't want you to hear my stream. Be right back.
So you're gonna take us out, huh? We're starting over.
I will say,
Oh,
you don't see any real physical damage on any of these women yet.
we're screwed. This is over. Unless I just keep running.
It's my fault.
It's nobody's fault.
No, I shouldn't have knocked on the window. I thought that there were just some dumbass bitches inside. I didn't think that it was going to be a show. I didn't.
You're the dude that like ran into the cave in WoW and didn't realize it was all elite.
Don't forget, Alaric busted down the door. And then he cut her neck and nothing happened. But yeah, I run into the mobs and I'm like, what kind of DPS are they putting out? Don't worry, my next character will be much more amenable.
I think it's looking like 800 people dead today from coronavirus.
I know Dan's not
Don't even
kill us.
talk about that right now.
I mean, you got to stay informed, whether they're good facts or bad facts. You have to keep learning about this stuff.
These crazy ass old ladies are gonna kill us, and there's nothing we can do about it.
I thought they were just dumb
Well,
People
look,
in a
it's just-
windmill. Why are you
it's-
living in a
it's-
windmill?
It's never good form to just attack NPCs that aren't aggressive and they're just.
I didn't know that though. You guys have more experience than I do.
Oh, stop! You've played role-playing games a long time. If you've ever played Skyrim or Fable, you know that when you attack the NPC in the town, you end up dead.
Yeah, always. If the shopkeeper, they're like, "What are you trying to do?" and then the town guard comes in. But I thought this is different because it's like
And I haven't
just
played
in your
Fable.
imagination.
How many Fables are there?
Do you remember, dude? Will, do
Three,
you remember
and then
playing
there
Fable?
was a multiplayer one, Fable Legends or something that had it looked like it was gonna be really cool, and then it flopped.
'Cause
Yeah,
I played the hell out of the first one. That game
it
was,
was-
great.
Will,
There's three
Will,
Fables.
who was
Fable for Connect, and then there was Fable Anniversary, which is an HD remaster of Fable 1.
Tony the name of our manager
Yeah.
at Stowe? Do you remember when I played Fable for like an hour and a half? And he came in and he showed me the video and he was like, "So why were you playing Fable?" I'm like,
Dude.
"Cause that shit is legit."
Yeah, it's like you really expect us to work at a game store and not sit here and play games?
And he
Come on now.
and he would and do you remember we watched Hitch? Oh my
Oh yeah, all the time.
God.
We watch Hitch and Sweet Home Alabama.
And you're like, here, hold on a second. Here's the $8 in salary that are in wages
Here's
that
the
I did. That I,
$6.25 an hour you're paying me.
Dude, he gave me Oil Tycoon and he said, "Sell me this." And I was like, "Well, this game." I don't know, I don't
In your interview?
Yes. He handed me a game and he's looking at me and he's doing his like smile where he's just like, "Eh." He goes, sell me this game. I'm like, Oil Tycoon, man, you can.
was that before or after the casting couch?
Oh god. Have you guys watched this show Love is Blind?
I can't. I won't do it. I'm scared.
I don't even know what it is.
It looks horrifying. People fall in love without seeing each other. I'm like, don't do that.
Is that
Don't
like an
do-
arranged
don't do
marriage
that.
type of thing, or what is it?
No, like you talk to somebody and there's like a screen or something. I haven't seen an episode yet because I'm like too bummed. But it's like the #1 Netflix show or something.
Really? Huh.
I don't watch
Yeah,
any
it's
of that
huge.
stuff. Ever since the whole Darva Conger incident, I just don't watch that stuff anymore.
Just finish Tiger King and then we can talk.
Tiger King.
I'm the same
that's
with
all
you,
I'm
Matt.
about.
I'm two episodes in,
That's it. Tiger King. I'm all about it.
Oh my god.
and you don't like anybody. Everybody is a total like asshole, crazy person.
Right. Just
I
when you
think so.
think you're gonna like somebody, like they make you not like them. It's really,
Right.
really,
Now
really
you guys are both 2 episodes in, right?
Yeah, two.
Okay. So just so you know, they opened up the disappearance of Carol's husband.
Yeah,
They-
I heard that.
Really?
They reopened the investigation.
The local sheriffs, right?
All I know is that they reopened it. I don't know if it's on
Yeah.
the federal or state level. I don't know. But she definitely did that shit.
All right.
That lady is a psychopath. Anyway,
So, Alaric, it's your turn. Now, what you've noticed is Thornton now is at the door for the first time. You kind of see him beyond these two little gremlin demon creatures. You saw him grab his holy symbol, and the older woman sort of freeze up, but not before she turned her stare at him. And you've seen her bounce between gleefully cackling to being stern and sort of just watchful or sort of suspicious of you guys. This is the first time she is looking right at Thornton, and you just see unbridled rage on her face. She is, if looks could kill, he would already be just fucking supernova. That's what you. That's what you see. She is just so focused on him. It's almost like the whole rest of the room just disappeared. And it's your turn.
Checker oil.
That's reassuring. Did you say
Can I-
checker oil?
Mhm.
Can I
You can't
Checker
do
oil.
like
Well,
wrestling.
Just 3
Check-
words
check
before
you
my
out.
turn is over. We have to leave. That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's
She's frozen.
Yeah, you guys can quick banter during combat. So
That's all I'm saying. We have to leave. That's it.
So I'm, like I said before, I'm going to, if I can, I'm going to try to administer a potion to my stupid ass friend.
Okay, so
Very kind
you
of-
kind of like turn over and you see, Blackwind's on the ground, and you kind of like you pull out. You're usually going to use your whole action here. You're going to pull out a healing potion. So go ahead and remove that from your inventory, and you're going to give it to Blackwind.
Just making me feel more guilty.
Okay.
Now, what I don't know, how does that work for me being surrounded by things attacking me? Is that okay? I mean, it's my action, right? I mean, is that
Yeah, you're not
is it me
moving.
attacking?
You're not giving them an attack of
Okay,
opportunity.
so I'm okay to just like instead of me taking a slash at the guy in front of me, I'm gonna stop and be like, "Oh, hold on, let me get this vial out and just pour it in my dead friend's mouth."
And I'm like,
I guess that's how it works.
a lie.
You can't, you know.
But go ahead and Blackwind roll the heal for
Should be.
the
Should be 2d4 plus 2. Did I like cheat or something, Dan? Because I have 4 of these.
You probably found them in treasures.
I mean, I wouldn't have just randomly added them in my inventory.
No one said you did.
I have 4.
I have a few of them too.
Yeah, I got a couple. I think.
Do you start
I'm
with some?
literally.
Do
I'm
you start
I'm
with some
rolling
basic
2d4
healing
plus
potion?
2.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2 you're rolling.
Boom. Come on, baby. Oh, what the?
that's all right.
I mean,
That's not
I
bad.
have
That's not
whatever
that bad.
common ones, but I have them too.
All right, so I took one out of my inventory.
Yep. All right. So you took one out of your inventory. Blackwind's just sort of laying there, completely lifeless, his body barely moving. You pull his mouth open and dump the potion down, and it kind of trickles down his throat as you see his body start to. You see him sort of move a little bit and kind of like open his eyes. Blackwind, you're laying there prone, and you now have 7 hit points.
Oh, fantastic. Can I get up? Can I stand up?
You can on your next turn. That'll use like one of your action moves or whatnot. So,
All right.
the gremlin-like creature, kind of looking, that's standing at the base of the steps. One of them that crawled, the first one that kind of like crawled out of the barrel. He sees all this going down. Alaric, he sees you doing that. He tries to swat at the potion, not really even knowing what's going on. He just kind of like swats at it. And then he
I didn't get to do anything else because that was my action. I don't get to do a
That was-
bonus action.
what do you want to do for your bonus action?
I appreciate you.
Pop
trying
my
to save
rage.
me.
So
Do you take more damage when you're raging? in
Nope.
rage?
no, I take
No, I
less-
need you to
take
make
less
a
damage.
DC. You need to make a Constitution save first before you do that. So you administer this potion, you go to stand up, and you're mad, and you're about ready to like
Now
kind
you're
of
mad.
turn on your rage. The green gas that's kind of floating around the room, you get a big sort of lungful of it, and you choke a couple times, which prevents your ability to do a bonus or reaction at this point.
In other words, sit the fuck down. What's your bonus action?
Just technically speaking, that's what that shit's doing. So.
Technically speaking.
Sorry about that. But the creature then kind of like crawls up towards between you and Blackwind, kind of just wondering what the hell is going on here. And then he swings with both hands at both of you, just kind of not knowing what the hell's happening.
Little fucking mute.
So for Alaric, it was a natural 20.
Oh boy.
Are you asking me if a natural 20 hits me?
I know it hits. Shut up.
Nice.
9 damage. And then for Blackwind, you just your eyes popped open, and then you're trying to like take it all in and what's going on, and then you see this like green gremlin like creature just slash you right across the neck.
Oh, good.
18, I think, hits, right?
Oh my God, we can't catch a break.
Yeah. Now, can't I just put my hand alongside the Dretch's face and say, "That'll do, pig"?
Yes, you can.
Oh, honey, who hurt you?
So that's 8 damage.
Yep. So he's back out cold.
I take 8 damage. So yeah, I'm unconscious again because I just
Oh
got
my God.
Yo, that's
Unbelievable.
fucked. This is like Ubers before anyone had purples.
Oh no.
The old woman. What was your DC?
My DC?
No, I'm sorry, Matt. What was the DC for your hold person?
13.
13. Okay.
Oh, this old bitch better not break it. It's our last chance.
Wait, your armor's 13?
No, that's
No,
my
it's
wisdom. She needs to break a 13 to break my spell.
It's like your
okay.
concentration kind of thing
Yeah.
or whatever.
Again, her eyes continued. You start to see veins in her eyes. If she comes to, you're like, she's gonna literally just level this whole windmill.
Buying
She's
us as
so
much
mad,
as we can, guys.
but she still is just quivering and not moving, and it's like
And
parallel.
I'm holding
parallel.
it, and I'm sweating, and there's just sweat, and this is like the hardest I've ever had to work before. So,
And maybe it's the divine nature of your magic or whatever it is. It just
Yeah.
seems to be holding for now. But you get the sense that, man,
yeah,
it's
we gotta go, guys. That's it.
tenuous.
Run. Leave me.
The woman on.
Leave me.
Oh, hold on a second. I think I forgot about something.
Drag his fucking ass out.
Do it. Kill me. I'm right here. Can't you see me?
Okay. So the woman that was referred to as Ophalia, she starts swinging. She just swings twice at Alaric, who's sort of right in front of her. Holy shit! A 1 and a 2. So she swings. She kind of like she claws, at him as he's kind of hunched over and just standing back up from giving that potion. But she's swinging sort of wildly, raged at the fact that her mother or whoever that is frozen and doesn't know what to do, but misses twice in her swings at
Oh,
Alaric.
she tilted. Close one.
Deckard, it's your turn.
All right, so
You've ran out of this place. Thoradin went running the other direction. You're standing right next to the war ram, and there's all this commotion going on in the building still. Your hands
does
are
the
still
war ram feel about
flaming.
him?
Holy
The war ram has good composure, being not
Yeah.
necessarily from this plane. It's just sort of
Yeah,
just
exactly the same shit. That's
totally chill. It's like, yeah, I've seen this before.
I know how this ends.
I've been here. Yeah.
It's an ethereal.
I know it's like a phantasm type of thing, but it doesn't actually say it's like astral creature or anything. It's just
Oh, that's how we're gonna play it.
magical-
That's
I
all
think
right.
It's just a magical thing, right?
is this
I like it. I like it.
windmill made of stone or wood?
It's like a cement-like sort of composite. You know what I mean? Like, so the outer structure's like a stucco, I guess is what you call that, like a clay.
That sucks because I'd love to light this thing up.
That's honestly what I was just thinking. Like, I'm just gonna light this whole
I mean,
fucking windmill on
There
fire.
was probably some wood furniture. There was splinters from the door. I mean,
Isn't stucco flammable? I mean, California fire.
Hey Siri, is stucco flammable? All right, thanks. Have a good one.
Hey Siri, is stucco flammable?
I mean, I literally don't know what to do. Like,
Okay, I found this on the web for a stucco flammable. Check it out.
I didn't want to do a website. I just wanted you to
I
tell
don't
me.
want to do websites.
I don't want to read stuff.
Hey
just
Siri,
tell me
ask Google.
Yeah, really, pretty
So
much.
dumb.
Yeah.
If Cortana thinks stucco's flammable.
Oh my god, what happens if you do that?
At least Cortana has a sexier voice.
It's like when you call two Chinese restaurants and order something and then have them read the order back to each other. It just fucking ends in this like loop of confusion.
Like, wait, you order.
No, that's a prank. Have you ever seen that?
Dude, I did. Yeah, I did. And I just watched The Last Samurai the other night. Has anyone seen that?
With Tom Cruise?
Never
Yeah,
watched
it's
it.
so
It's a
good.
fucking great movie, yeah.
It's
Oh, it is?
so good.
I've always wanted to see it. I just assumed it was shitty.
So good. No, it's
Yeah,
so
I've never
good.
seen it.
What movie?
Stucco is
The
fire.
Last Samurai.
Oh, I love that movie. I love that.
It's so good.
I made the kids watch it too, just because I love that
You
movie.
should. It teaches them about honor.
Yeah,
I made my kids
exactly.
watch Seven.
I'm telling you,
Teach
it's
them
true.
about
That's what it,
gluttony.
So wait,
does.
Adam, and Will have not seen Last Samurai.
I've
Oh,
not.
it's great.
All right, you're gonna get on that. It's on Netflix. You can do that for me. Came out in 2003.
As soon as
Yeah,
you
it's a
come
good
pick your
movie.
computer up.
All right, Deckard. So you, I mean, you
tomorrow.
your
I'm
call.
tempted. I mean, like, if I go back in there, I'm gonna die. I
Don't
have
go in there. Don't go in there. Run.
my first aid at 300. I don't know what to do. Like, if I go in there, I'm gonna die.
I mean, you don't know that.
No, he does.
I mean, I
He will
got.
die.
Sorry, on a scale of 1 to 47, I have 4.
There's
Oh, so
two
you're
wretches
really
now.
shredded up. I mean, you're really like singed and barely kind of.
I am barely standing.
Okay. Yeah, I should have mentioned that to the others, but yeah, it's fair for you to call out.
Just back out. Just give him Blackwood.
Like, I
Run
can't
away.
imagine. They're trying to kill us, so it's not like I can go get help.
There's a lot of help to be found in Barovia.
Yeah.
Nearby.
That's a good joke, Steve.
There's a lot of help to be found.
I can
Everyone
make
just
nice
they
samurai
really
meat
like us here.
I wonder if I can bring. What's the chick's name that's with us? Where are they? I forget, where are
Irina?
they?
They stayed back by the other mounts and at your little camp.
What's her
And
name?
Irina and Ismark are
Irina. So I
staying
wonder-
by.
I wonder if I brought Irina to Strahd and was like, "Hey, you can have her if you save my friends and me.
Ooh.
Even if you guys die, I'm sure you can bring
Ooh.
me back."
That's awful. That's just terrible.
Yeah, but you know, it's
Hey,
our
you don't
lives.
have to have an opinion, Blackwood. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but
Yeah, Blackman, just shut up.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to talk, man.
I'm
You
excited.
aren't allowed to provide moral guidance in any
Okay.
situation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great
I'll just
idea,
be
actually,
quiet.
Will. That's
You know what? I'm
great.
just gonna. Okay. Jay-Z, 99 problems, but a bitch ain't
I
one.
keep
Okay.
running.
Okay.
I'm
Are
gonna,
you,
double- I'm gonna start running back to what's her name?
Irina and Ismark? Yeah, they're
tuck
up
tail
there.
and run, you little wolf.
You don't even know her name.
So I'm
Irene.
out.
Right.
It's that
Yeah,
or I
so-
die. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we said
going
they
in
were
there and
about
just dying doesn't help the group.
400 to 500 feet away is what they are. So with a double move, you're pretty quick, right? As a werewolf now.
Not yet. I don't think. Let me check. What level are we? 6.
You did a class change. You got the rat's tail.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He's doing the Armageddon move. Harry, I love you.
Give this to Stamper.
Yeah. So I can't. I'm still 30 feet.
I am Stamper.
Okay, but you can get 60 feet per turn with your double move. So you've moved now. You're now about 80 feet away from the windmill, and
All right.
about 320 feet away from Ismark and Irina,
Okay.
who have no idea what's going on. All they know is three of you went up, and then they heard something, and then the other two jumped on the war ram and took off.
Got it. Okay.
All right.
We're level
So-
6, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So the other woman, the one that was standing by the toads and stuff, she's she looks over towards the older lady and is like a little bit like confused and concerned about what's going on with her. Sorry, I should probably pay attention. And she looks over at Thor. She keeps looking back and forth, Thoradin, between you and the woman. And she does that same thing. She kind of like throws her fingers up in the air, and you see these magical looking arrows kind of flying out of the air, again like the dude from Guardians of the Galaxy, and they kind of flip around the room and just all three of them hit you in the chest.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Mary Poppins cool?
It's Mary Poppins cool.
14 damage.
The 14 don't hit.
No, it's damage, dude. It hits
wait,
automatically.
I don't even get the
You don't get a
That don't hit,
no.
dude.
That don't hit. I'm Matthew
Uh,
McConaughey, and it'd be way cooler if you did.
It'd be really cool if you bought a Lincoln.
You did.
So I don't even get the chance to like defend myself.
No.
Man, you guys
No
really
can
fucked,
defend.
you guys really fucked up here.
You need to make a save for your concentration.
We shouldn't have split up in the first place, to be
DC
honest.
10, right, man?
Let's not blame that.
Well,
there's a
it's-
lot of things we should and shouldn't be doing right now.
Oh, I'm not. It's all my fault. I'm taking
It's
it
10
on.
plus half the damage received, right?
Oh,
Just run away.
I don't know that I've ever done that. Is that what it is?
I don't know. Let me double
Bro,
check.
I'm a paladin. I save people. I don't just let people die. Like that's
I could even save people from dying.
like you don't go up to people and be nice to them because you're a warlock, right? Like that's just.
I'm
doing-
chaotic neutral.
Hey, you're
I'm
doing a really
neutral.
good job in this windmill with all your snacks and your fucking pastries. You know, like
I thought that there was a demon. Hey, we
DC
were
10
looking-
or half the damage you take, whichever number is higher.
Whichever number's higher. Okay, so it'll be 10 in this case.
so they take 10 damage.
No, you have to make a Constitution savings throw with a DC of 10.
Okay, all right. I think I could do that.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Maybe not.
Okay, so yeah. So
Yeah.
at once these magic missiles, they
Need
come
a
flying down,
potion.
and you're almost caught off guard by the fact that they shoot up in the air and then come right down and hit you. And it kind of startles you for a second. You lose your grip of your holy symbol as you see the older woman. Her body just suddenly returns to her,
Yeah,
and she
she's-
looks straight at you.
Super ready to fuck. Yeah, all right.
You marked off
I'm
the
ready
damage.
to fuck. I've been ready to
Yeah,
fuck.
I marked it off. 14 damage, right?
All right. Yep. Blackwin, make a death savings throw.
Is this his last one, or does he get 3 more? Because
No,
he
I
came
No,
get-
he
I
started.
get
It kind of resets.
Yeah, that's fucking right, bitches. I'm still alive. Ew.
So that's a fail.
Do you guys see that red light on Adam's head? Is there a
That's
sniper?
the one.
Oh my God, are you getting sniped, dude?
Oh, did
That's
you?
actually Colin
Are you
sticking.
getting sniped, dude?
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
That was scary.
Yeah.
Was it the red light from your microphone?
Yeah, it always does it.
Dude, I thought you were getting sniped. That was it.
It's just when it
This
catches
Torres
my
about to call us dirty.
pasty ass, greasy, big ass forehead.
All right, Spargo, you're still invisible, standing right on top of Blackwin. You watched Alaric give him a potion. He woke up for a second, and then this gremlin creature came over and slashed him, and he hit his head on the steps again, is laying there again lifeless.
So
And I
yeah,
pissed myself.
I see him pour the potion. I'm like, oh yeah, And so I do have I pull a potion of healing out. Well, actually, I whisper to Alaric. I'm like, can we get the hell out of here? As I'm pulling out the potion, and I pour it in Blackwind's mouth, and I whisper in Blackwind's ear, "You better run, or I'll light you up myself." And what do I roll for the potion?
Let him roll for it, but you check it off in your inventory, and then
It
what
was
is it?
probably
What kind
the
of
same,
potion?
right?
What do I roll?
It's just
What do I
common
roll?
2d4 plus 2. And I just adjusted that.
Nice roll.
That's a good. That's max roll right there.
All right, so Blackwind, you come to again, and you just like open your eyes, and now you hear Spargle's voice, and you're looking around, and you don't see anything. The one of the women that's over here, she starts pointing over though in your direction. She goes, "There's someone there. There's something. Someone's giving him a potion. Get it." And but Blackwind, you wake up and you have 10 health. Spargle, it's your turn, or do you want to move?
I'm gonna start making my way out of here.
Okay.
So he was regaining conscious, I make that comment for him to get the hell out, and then I start to roll.
Okay. Since you are invisible at this point, I'm not going to give them any sort of attacks of opportunity. Invisibility doesn't end until you cast a spell or attack, so I think you're good for now.
That's badass.
So you can, but you are moving through difficult terrain, getting through
Okay.
any of the squares of enemies. So you have to at least double. You have to reduce your movement by like 5 on each of those squares.
All right, so is that like I'd be like
5, 10, 15, 20 to the square you're at right now.
is that my movement's only 25.
So you can go one more square if you want.
Okay.
All right. Thoradin, it's your turn.
So I noticed that obviously the hold person spell is broken. So I have a torch in my bag. What kind of wood is there in this room? Like, is any of the furniture wood? Is the are there floorboards made of wood?
Yeah, there's a bunch of wood in this room. There's there's the barrels made out of wood. The chest of the toads is made out of wood. There's baskets in the room. There's a peddler's cart. There's a chicken coop. There's a bunch of clutter in the room that's wood.
All right, so I have a torch in my bag. How would I go about lighting that on fire? Do I have like flint and tinder that I can kind of start a fire with? Wait, didn't Spargle give me a potion very early on?
Combustor oil.
Combustor oil.
Oh, what?
What is that? What did it do?
It's a highly flammable oil.
Yeah,
And
so I want to.
It tastes pretty damn good too.
What happens if you drink it?
It's just a high alcohol count.
You don't seem 100% sure.
Is it also flammable?
Yes.
So if I okay, so you know what? I want to take that combustor oil and I want to throw that to where there's some wood. I want to start a fire up in this bitch because we got to make a distraction.
Yes.
Like they all need to be like, "Ah, there's a fire now! Let them go!" Ah!
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. I was about to blow through the third window there.
Well, you had to get Blackwing up, so that.
All right. So what is that, Weirs? What are we talking about? What is this thing that you gave him?
combustor oil. It's just like it's like same as properties of oil, but it's
I don't remember what
the
session you
gnomish
gave it to me.
tinker that I from.
Okay, so just to, you don't have like napalm and all of a sudden you can just throw a thing out and this whole place catches up on fire. If you have a few seconds to do something. So, you can't like sprinkle the whole place full of combustor oil, then light a torch and then go around and kind of light it all. You have like a very quick sort of turn here as your action. So describe a little bit better what you want to do right now.
So so it's not going to just like self-immolate if I throw it against a piece of wood, right? It would need some sort of catalyst.
It has to be ignited, just like lantern oil or any of that.
Right. I couldn't attack with Thunderous Smite to make. Sorry, I'm just looking through my inventory to see if there's anything that could potentially light it on fire. Oh, I have a tinderbox. Lighting any other fire takes 1 minute. Okay, so a tinderbox, a small container holds flint, fire, steel, and tinder. Used to kindle a fire, use it to light a torch or anything else with abundant exposed fuel. Takes an action. So can I use my tinderbox to light a torch and then throw it, or is that too much?
You can.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
So before you do that, so what you're saying is you're going to pull out your tinderbox, you're going to pull out a torch.
Yeah.
And you've got some other things in your hand. So this is going to take a full turn to do this.
Sure.
You're going to kind of like put whatever you need away or drop something, grab a torch, grab your tinderbox, light it, and throw it. Now, so that you understand what happened. So imagine if you did that in your house, you would have a lit torch laying in the corner. It would take some time for that to spread and kind of catch the whole room on fire. It's not going to be like you throw it and the whole place goes up in flames instantaneously unless it was filled with some kind of fuel or gas or oil.
I guess I pick up what you're putting down as to that might not be the problem.
No, I'm not trying to say any. I just want to set expectations of what you're trying to do here, and so I'm not saying it's a good or bad idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Okay. And where are you going to throw the? So you do that. You pull out your tinderbox. You had Talon, I would assume. So you kind of you stow Talon. You grab a torch. You light it, and throw it where?
Kind of where I'm pinging, right in the room.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dex ability check.
Okay.
See how closely you hit that.
Here we go, boys.
Roll good, man.
Ugh.
Oh, that was almost a 17.
So the torch lands in between the chest full of toads and what looks like a chicken coop right next to it. And it's a lit torch laying on the ground, and it's sitting there and it's burning. Alaric, it's your turn.
So Black One hasn't had a turn since he drank his potion, right?
Yeah.
So he's still
Right.
like kind of laying on the ground, like.
Yeah, just saying, let me die. Just let me die.
Where is Blackwind, by the way? I just see a.
He's right at
Someone
the door.
does.
No, I meant in real life here. I'm looking at the camera. I just
He looks. He's.
Oh, he's there. He's just
He's just role playing his character right now.
Yeah.
Exactly what Blackwind's doing.
processing some film that he.
I cut a lot of logs today. Okay, I'm very tired.
Go.
Um.
I'm gonna play from the dark room tonight, guys.
I don't know. I mean, I got You didn't move at all, Matt? You're still right
No.
where you were?
Plug in the door like a big fat fuck.
I don't even remember. What the hell?
They wanted to jack off to his abilities.
I'm gonna I guess I'm gonna try to disengage
Okay.
and get
You can
away.
do that as your action, and then you can move freely up to your movement minus the difficult terrain of like any. So you won't get they won't get an attack of opportunity, but if you move through any enemy squares, it counts as like half your movement. So you got to do that. You know what I mean?
Where's
like
the
twice.
doorway?
Thoradin is in the doorway.
Yeah. Sorry.
But you can move past him since he's a friendly. Like that won't be difficult terrain. He'll just sort of like move and let you get by.
Okay.
But you'll have to move through one of the dretches probably. So that'll be a double move there, and then can continue on.
So that'd be like 5, 10,
Well, I can't
15,
double.
20.
What do you mean by double move? I can't double move. I can't disengage.
So-
Isn't disengaging the action, and then I get
Yeah,
my movement?
what I meant was it'll take you 10 feet of movement to move through a square
Okay, yeah,
that
yeah.
has an enemy. So 10,
but
5,
normal
5.
for moving through friendly, right?
Yes.
So
yeah.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll do that. Well, actually,
Okay.
I mean, I could technically go further, but I'm not. I don't need to do that. I'm just trying to.
Yep.
I could move 40. I'm trying to.
So
just get out by then.
So you sort of like, you kind of really focus and look around the sort of battlefield here, and you dip and dive through some of the baddies, and Thoradin kind of steps to the side, and you barrel out of the front door and get a little bit closer to where Deckard is, and Spargle, you're still invisible, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you still haven't technically seen Spargle at this point.
I just heard him talking to me before, and I was so confused.
Yeah, and you heard one of the ladies sort of say as Blackwind woke up, as this potion was just floating over his head and dumping in his face, that somebody was there, and then Blackwind just sort of dropped back down. So, and that's it. Yeah. Okay, so that's your turn.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Blackwind, what's your situation right now?
I mean, I'm asleep on the stairs, right?
Wait, so you took that second potion and got back up to 10
Yeah,
health?
but then she took away 8. So
No, I healed you again.
Yeah.
no,
so
but after you healed me, didn't she attack me?
Uh-uh.
no.
No, after Alaric did the potion, you got attacked.
Oh, okay, my bad.
This one of these Dretch creatures, seeing the older woman tangling with you, Thoradin, starts clawing at you, and I think hits twice. One is a critical hit. It was a 20 and a 16.
What do they have? Fucking true shot aura?
Well, wait, am I awake? Do I have a turn or no?
You will when your turn comes up. So you had so Thoradin, it was an 18 and a natural 20 to hit you with their claws.
18. My armor class is 18.
Okay, so those are both hits.
Oh.
Yeah, if it matches the AC, it hits.
What do they roll? I'm just curious. Like, what's their?
Just a +2.
I'll get those fucking dice checked.
Yep.
I gotta get a fucking pit.
We're
boss
gonna
now,
start
just
needing
fucking-
proof, Dan.
Yeah.
It's getting
Can you
ridiculous.
start using the white dice? with
Yes.
The black.
13 damage.
All right. I fucking pissed 13 damage. That's all right.
I do use the white dice.
You know what, Adam? The white dice do work better when he's a DM.
That's true. better for him.
That's what
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah.
Keep that shit away from our other
The
campaign.
important thing about the white dice is that they never work well for us.
Right. The rest of us.
Right. That's a better way to phrase that. You're right.
All right. So the older woman now, as this gremlin is clawing at you, Thornton, she turns towards you, and she just starts diving on top of you as
Yeah.
well. She's
Bring
just
it on,
pissed.
you old wench.
And so she also does the same thing, sort of just like claws at you with her nasty claws.
Well, it's a natural 20, right? Yeah.
Nope, an 18 and a 9.
Yeah, so the 18 hits.
So one hits. $13 damage.
Okay.
Slashing damage.
Yep.
And then she looks over to one of the daughters and she looks at her two daughters. She goes, grab the bag of gold, kill the half elf. And she points to her two daughters. The one that she pointed at, who's right here. Now that Alaric isn't in her way, this one comes running forward. And this is just me role playing what these creatures would do. This is not anything intentional or personal. She grabs Blackwind and she digs her both claws into him. All right, I'm going to show you guys this. So, that's the one, and that's the other.
Oh, dude, you're super dead again. That's
So
it.
dead, man.
Is that it? Am I toast?
No, not necessarily. But
But there's
probably.
three others around you that will attack too, so that's good news.
I like
19
Sparkle
19
Strike
damage.
Oh, I'm fucking.
Yeah, you're like fucking Megadeth.
Yep.
You know, that's
Yeah,
it.
done again.
It's like I
Come
just
on, the roost, Bobby
coronavirus just
Boucher.
came in my mouth. Just.
Deckard, it's your turn.
All right, so
So do I get a saving throw or am I
On your turn.
toast?
Not you don't need to until you start your next turn.
All
But
right.
you are unconscious again, and you're bleeding out,
I'm just still running.
running towards the rest of the group. Okay, you're about 60 feet closer, so you're about halfway to the rest of the group now.
I thought he was running into the woods.
I'm
He
running
was towards Irina and
because
Isma.
I'm bringing her to Strahd to res my friend.
The other younger woman kind of runs over and snatches up the coin purse that Thornton left on the ground. So she kind of runs by,
Good. Go for the coins.
grabs the coins, puts it in her
What about the
pocket.
torch? Good. Don't-
And then the torch is smoldering in the corner there. And she runs up towards Blackwind though, even though Blackwind's unconscious. And she looks back at you, Thornton.
yeah.
Okay, she looks at you.
Yeah.
And she takes Blackwind's head and she smashes it on the stairs. I'm sorry. But
We got to doctor. We got a time of death.
that was not personal. I'm telling you, I'm really trying to say what
How
these.
cold is that? She just takes the head and she's just like in front of you. That's
And it
weird
and
that it did it to you.
it is. I don't know if you've ever seen American History X or
Oh no!
or Gal.
Oh no!
So that's kind of how it goes, and I am sorry. This doesn't mean it's the end of Blackwind, but you are, as of now, a dead corpse on the
A
stairs.
dead corpse.
I'm
I
not.
get one more. I get 2 or 1 more saving throws.
You get 0.
You're
You're dead.
dead, homie.
Do I get a savings?
That's okay. That's fine. Because American History X, Edward Norton got an Oscar for that. I think maybe.
Spargo, you are still running. What's your deal? Are you?
Okay, so I'm out by I'm out by like Deckard here, right? Outside front, I guess.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit close. He's getting a little bit further away from you by Ismark and Irina.
Okay.
Alaric is closer to you.
So I'm like planning to follow him, but before I do, I look up at that like third window there, and I'm assuming the roof of this thing's also that stucco clay. It's not wooden.
Right.
I'm looking to light this son of a bitch up. You know what I mean? And I'm good at that because I got excommunicated from my own village for lighting it on fire. But
Stucco is flame resistant.
yeah, I'm looking in the window.
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking I'm going to put a fireball right through that window into that third floor, or is that second floor, Dan? I'm looking at the.
So the first window above the door is the second floor, and the window above that is the third floor.
So I'm looking to like view like whatever I can see inside that and make that my point of origin for my fireball.
Okay, so you want it to go in that first window above the door, or the one above that?
The that one right there. I'm thinking of.
Ping
lighting
it.
up.
Ping it. Okay, that one. So that's like the third floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God. Okay.
And I'm just launch that son of a bitch, and then I'm gonna start to run after Deckard.
Oh God. Okay. All right. So Alaric, you see Spargle, or you all of a sudden you see Spargle just appear next to you, and he's wiggling his fingers and canting his thing, and you look back and you see this massive just fireball, as you've seen before, this meteoric sort of fire and rock and molten lava kind of thing, just go up and just like a missile hit the middle of this windmill. Again, the whole thing shakes and shudders. You hear, Thornton, you have a high passive perception. Alaric, what's yours?
Lark's outside right by me, though, right?
Uh-huh.
Passive perception is 15.
15.
Pretty high.
You guys hear... So the whole top middle part of this windmill just bursts into flames, right? And just starts just catching fire.
Uh-oh.
And you hear
What did I do?
the sound of screaming children.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
that is
As you
great.
see
That is
about a
great.
7-year-old, you see a 7-year-old boy engulfed in flames fall out of the open window and just land on the ground.
They're vampire kids.
A pile of ash.
No.
They're vampire.
As
Well, I
the
gotta
top
go.
of
I gotta
as
go.
the top of the I don't write this. As the top of the windmill
I don't like
is
this.
now smoking and on fire.
Wait, so Ponch, you did this?
We all did this. We all did this.
Crocus is like the fucking the
Dude,
drunk
I'm still
driver,
here.
right? He is the guy driving the limo, just drinking just a 12-pack of
You got a
Miller
Colt
Lite while he's
45?
driving.
I'll tell
And
you
Ponch
right
is
now.
over there like, "Hey man, do you want a shot of vodka? Come on, let me throw it on the fire."
In there, there was nothing. I went in there; it was pure chaos, and there was dredges and.
No, there's no way that you could have known, obviously, but still,
Holy
you're
shit, I
kind of a
didn't
dick
expect
since you killed
children in
kids.
this friggin' nightmare of a.
What are you boys getting
Oh
into
my
tonight?
I thought I was helping distract to get Thoradin
Just
and Black
run
one out.
away.
So how
I'll
was
be,
your?
I'll be fine. I
How
got
was your-
Misty Step.
How was your
Alright.
D&D session? It was good. We just killed some kids.
So how many? We heard just one kid.
So you didn't hear anything, but Thornton and Alaric both heard as this you heard this boom and then these flames, and then you heard multiple the voices of children screaming and screeching. As Alaric, you saw just this 7-year-old sort of boy in flames just tumble out of the window and just land on the ground.
In
So we're in
flames. I mean,
Vietnam.
was it clear enough to me that it was just like a human boy?
No, in fact, it sounded like a child, and the size of the body was a child, but you have no. Other than that, it was just too quick and too.
Was there a
distant.
hit Swedish song accompanying it? In flames.
Oh man.
I get you.
Sorry.
So Thoradin, it's your turn. You're still standing in the doorway. The whole building just shook.
Wait, can I
you-
ask one question before you move on?
Yeah.
Did Spargle see any of this?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, I meant that. Yeah, you saw it all happen because you were doing it, and I was just doing passive perception on the people that were close to see what they picked up on.
Okay, so I start to run towards Deckard or after Deckard and I'm just in, kind of like shock in a way at what I just did.
Yeah, and Deckard, you're still in werewolf form. You heard the explosion behind you too. You're not really sure what's going on, but Spargle looks devastated, terrified, wide-eyed in horror. You don't know what's going on. You're still just hauling ass, trying to get some ground. I don't know if you want to say anything back, or it's not your turn, but you're welcome to.
What'd you say, Spargle?
I didn't say anything. I'm just like, I'm like in shock at what just happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've never seen Spargle's, even in the worst scenarios you've been in, is the guy that's still like happy-go-lucky. You guys are getting slaughtered by orcs, and he's just like, all right, we're gonna do fine. But this is the first time you've seen him like mortified.
Ugh.
I guess I'm just keep running. Like I in the heat of it, like I'm not even perceiving these things.
Yeah, makes sense. Thoradin, you heard the screaming of a child, which was surprising to you. In front of you, you watched this Barovian witch lady just smash your friend's face on the staircase, and you're pretty sure he's completely dead. There's these two demons in front of you, and the older woman who you had held recently is now looking at you like she wants to tear you into a million pieces. Alaric has just kind of dipped right past you and is hightailing it himself.
All right, so there's a few things I want to do. Let me tell me if I could do them. So the bottle of oil, whatever it is, the combustion oil. How does the torch look that I threw before? How's that fire looking?
So it's been about 6 seconds. So each turn is about each round is about 6 seconds. So it's burning, and the fire's spreading. A little bit of the chest of toads and the chicken coop next to it are starting to catch fire.
All right, I'm gonna take that potion, and I'm just gonna lob it over there.
Yeah, fuck the rest of the kids. Let's burn them all.
Yeah, I mean, we already
All
lit
right.
this bitch up. We gotta really just roast it now.
All right, so your combustion oil stuff
Yeah.
sort of hits. Let's go make a dex save or dex ability check.
Yeah, so that probably misses completely. I mean, single-digit rolls all night for me.
Yeah, roll a d8.
Oh God.
Okay. So it you were trying to like bank it sort of right into the spot where it was. It hits a little bit off to the side and lands on top of that chicken coop and sort of covers it. So that wooden structure is now covered in the
chickens
oil.
in the chicken coop.
You didn't look in the chicken coop, so you don't know what's in there
All
at
right,
this
but
point.
you could just tell me they're chicken.
I'm not gonna tell you what's in it.
Oh, what a prick.
It's a chicken coop, but it's now covered in oil, and there's a torch next to it that's about ready to.
All right,
Probably
so I'm
catch it.
gonna use my bonus action to Misty Step the fuck on out of there, and that's it.
Okay.
Oh, first, can I whistle? Can I do that?
Sure.
I like to whistle, and it's like a secret whistling noise that Holyfield knows, like to follow me. So, I do that, and then I misty step 30 feet away, which you can't see in this battle zone. But
Right.
I would.
So Thoradin kind of chucks his combustion oil. Make sure you remove that from your inventory. In the commotion, you don't hit your target quite well, but it lands in the general vicinity. You turn around and whistle for your war ram, and then misty step right next to it. So it's sort of like it's almost like you guys have done this before.
Yeah.
You're now standing right next to your mount, who again just sort of cool composure. It's not freaking out like any other sort of horse or whatever might with all this chaos. It's just waiting for you to climb on top. But that is the end of your turn. Alaric, you are continuing to. You've been moving outside of this windmill.
I'm just gonna keep moving. I'm
Okay.
confused as to what's going on and everything I've seen, and I'm just trying to get the hell out of there. I don't know what else to do.
Okay. So most everybody is now just hightailing it and running. So Thoradin, the last thing that you see is the women kind of like coordinating with each other. You see the older woman who you had held point to the two gremlin-like creatures and then into the corner, and they start running over towards the fire and throwing themselves on top of it. And that's the last thing you see as you're misty stepping away.
Got it.
Is these gremlins like running over and just throwing themselves, smothering on top of the fire. And then you hear the women just cackling and screaming at each other. It's a bunch of like chaos and just nonsense. So they're scrambling around there. They don't seem to be pursuing you guys.
All right, well, we need to.
So the one time Spargle gets to just absolutely let something on fire, he kills a couple children.
You know, in all the years I've played D&D, I've played some really like malevolent, bad, evil characters sometimes too. I can never say, even with the worst of them, have I burned children to a crisp. So
It's all right. You're doing
I've never blown
Barovia a
up
favor.
kids before.
Yeah.
I just want to again say for the record, I did not plan that at all.
Well,
I'm
what's
just the
even worse?
referee.
What if it
I
was
think
like
I'm
a
going to get
prisoner?
real life nightmare from that.
What if he was like a prisoner?
Oh boy. Is
I
Crocus there? Is he?
I'm here.
I'm here.
So I'm gonna say that the whole scene within the windmill, the top part of the windmill seems to be billowing smoke out now. So the windmill looks like it's on fire, but you guys are sort of distancing yourselves as much as possible. You left the older woman and the two what's-her-names just sort of scrambling around there. Because of all that going on, they don't seem to be chasing you guys. The whole group makes their way back to Ismark and Irina. And I say we could probably call it there if you guys want. I mean, we can go. I have more prepped if you want to go further, but I think that's kind of a good breaking point.
It works for me. I got to get to work early anyways.
Yeah,
So
we'll do
I'm
fireside.
good with that.
We'll do
Not a very
fireside.
positive breaking point, but
We'll do fireside with
Sometimes
that
that's
one.
okay though, right? Sometimes when you're watching a series or reading a book, when something ends badly, it motivates you for the next, chunk of the story.
did not expect.
I mean, if
that.
this is how the show ends, I'm not okay with it.
For all we know, that kid could have been being tortured.
Hey, remember that time we watched our friend get curb stomped and then we killed a bunch of kids and then we ran away? Are we part of the KKK?
Yeah, normal.
What is
normal.
going on?
Good God.
Oh my
They're
god.
werewolf children.
Jeez.
Sorry, Deckard, no offense to
Thank
you.
God that fucking guy's gone, huh?
Worst way this could have gone.
I will say that you guys all kind of feel like, hey, we can't just sit here a quarter mile away from this crap. We need to get moving.
no, we gotta get on.
And I'll say also, it is it's midnight now, so it's getting dark. It's not when you wanted to travel.
No, no,
We gotta get the hell out of here now. Yeah.
But what we can do is, since we'll call the session there, we can say that the group now is like, as you know, Ismark and Irina and the horses and everything. You guys are all just sort of clamoring to just get back on the road and head north. Is that a fair assumption, or are you guys just gonna sit there and see what happens?
Whatever.
No. Yeah. I think we gotta get out of here.
We just gotta go.
Yep.
Okay. So you're not in good shape. Everybody's all kind of beat up. There's a
I'm super
burning windmill behind you. Ismark and Irina are like, "What the fuck happened up there?"
We
but
can't find our friend. Our friend's gone.
Yeah, they're like, "Where's the half elf?" You're jumping on mounts, and you are heading which way? Are you heading back or forward?
I'm just getting the hell away from this thing.
Whatever.
I would say we head back towards the city we're going to. I can't remember Valaki or whatever, right?
Yeah. All right. So let me take you back to the map real quick so we can end this where it makes sense. You want to zoom in real close to where the marker is?
Oh, I see where we're at. Okay.
Right in the middle there. That little structure's the windmill. Right where I have the little pointer marker is where you are right now. And that was that crossroads where you were decided you haven't been any further north. And you know that north would go towards Valaki. Going back south would be the way you came.
So let's go north.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so here's how we end the session. There's a burning windmill behind you. Blackwind's dead. You guys half of you don't know what happened. Spargle's like just in shock. Literally, if you've ever seen anybody in shock, he's in shock. He's not responding. He's not making eye contact. He looks crazy to you guys. Thornton has pretty good composure. He's on his war ram. He pulls Spargle up the best he can. Everybody else jumps onto the mounts. Poor Dandy's just sort of looking around and just looks kind of lost trying to find her rider. So I don't know if anybody wants to guide Dandy along or if she's just...
Anybody here have talked to animals? Oh, wait.
Oh, too soon.
Too soon. I'll help her.
I'll help her.
So you want to give like Ismark and Irina the other mount, and you're going to just kind of bring Dandy along to make sure she kind of gets going? Okay. So that's what it is. The whole pack is moving along the road. You're not moving at full speed because it's a little bit chaotic and stuff. But again, it's midnight. It's dark. You're starting to hear some of the wolves howling and the typical just dread of a Barovian evening. But most of the group gets away from the windmill and are on your way to Valaki. You are estimating half a day-ish travel still. But we'll pick up the next session wherever you guys want. If you guys want to try to find a place to rest, or you want to just press through the night and see how close you get to Valaki, that's where we'll call it. Crocus, I'll talk to you separately about what we do beyond this point. Your body is burning inside of a windmill full of nasty old women.
Wait, is that in game or in real life?
Probably a little both.
Kirks, are you awake?
He's out.
Oh, his hand moves. He's not dead.
Is he moving?
He's like, he ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3.
Man.
All right. Cool. Well, I'm gonna shut the stream off there. It was a kind of downer of a session.
Yeah, sorry. I wish I.
Hey, it happens. That's how it goes, man. Yep. All right, I'm gonna shut it off.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks everyone for watching.